Hey, my name's James Nicholson. I hope you're well and welcome to this YouTube channel. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about what is better. Is it better to flip a property or is it better to use the buy, refurbish, refinance, rent strategy, the BRRR strategy? Now, make sure that you follow us on this journey. This channel is all around documenting the journey on my investment journey this year, where I'm looking to build a portfolio for my two daughters, Georgia, who's 21, Emily, who's 1. So make sure you take that finger of power, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of this stuff. Now, there's two ways to make money in property with development and renovations. One is where you take a property that needs love, that needs some work on it, you renovate it, and then you sell it on into the market. Now, the other way to do that is to take a property on that needs some love and attention and look to renovate that property, but then refinance. And I'm going to talk about the pros and the cons of both of those in this video here today. Now, let's look at flips first. So a flip is where you buy a property, you do it up, the value increases because you've made it a better place, and then you look to sell it. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, that's a great way to get large sums of cash into your pocket. And let's give an example. So I've recently just purchased from auction, purchased for £60,000. This is a house in Doncaster. You can see, if you want to see how that's all going, if you check out the videos on the channel, I just did an update on that yesterday. Now, we bought that for £60,000. We're going to be doing it up for less than 15. We've got some really good news on that, so it's definitely going to be less than 15,000, the renovation now. And the valuation that we're looking to achieve on that is £100,000. So we will be all in for £75,000 on that. That's the 60,000 purchase and the 15 in renovation costs. So we could sell that, and then at time of selling, we could get £25,000. Obviously, you're going to need to pay some tax on that. But that's a way to get a nice chunk of money. Now, if you're on £25,000 as a salary each year, you only need to do 1 or 2 of those to totally replace your income. And that's quite achievable. So flipping allows you to do that. So flipping is also good, like I said, if you want to replace your salary. So if you want fast pounds, you need big sums of money to make sure that you can afford to live and pay your bills. Flipping is a great way to do that. So that can give you big lumps of money into your business or into your personal income each and every time you do a deal. Now, let's look at the other strategy, which is the strategy that I do. And that's the buy, refurbish, refinance, rent strategy. So why would you want to do that? Well, one thing is that you're not going to have to pay capital gains. So what happens is when you sell a property, if you were to do a flip in your personal name, you would have to pay capital gains. Now, if you did a flip in a limited company, you would have to pay corporation tax. So you're going to get taxed either way. One corporation tax is slightly less than capital gains, but you're going to pay tax, right? Now, if you were to buy a property and do it up and then refinance that, the money that you get back is debt. So you don't actually have to pay tax on that. It's a tax-free way to grow your property portfolio. So you don't have capital gains, which is a good thing. Now, another thing is if you were to do the BRRR strategy, you'll get your money sooner. So if you do a flip, you could do a wonderful job. I could sell my house not in Hastings, in Doncaster. I could put it on with an estate agent. But it's hard for me to control when I'll get that money, right? So it could sit around on the market for a while. There's no guarantee that someone's going to buy it. Even if I put it in auction, there's no guarantee that I'm going to get my money fast. Now, if I refinance, normally between 4 and 8 weeks, I'll have that money in my bank, which is a great thing, right? So I'll have the money in my bank and they'll lend you 75% of the value of the property. So if you've got £100,000 property, they'll lend you £75,000. So you should get some money back from what you've invested and what you've done the refurb on as well, because you should have had an uplift in value. Now, the other thing with the BRR strategy, which is often overlooked, is that you're going to get it's going to go up in value, right? Now, on average, since 1066, house prices have doubled every 10 years. Now, that's not the same in every single area of the country, but it's not difficult to find areas where that is true and where that does work. Even in the Northeast, where prices have been slower, they are starting to rise now. Now we've got a digital economy and people can work pretty much anywhere that they choose. So capital appreciation is a great way to get rich slowly. And so if you bought a house that's worth 100 grand today, in 2032, it should be worth £200,000. And for me, that makes total sense and is a very, very smart way to grow your net worth. Now, let's give you an example of a house that I bought in Dorking in Surrey. I bought in 1999 for £45,000, whereas a studio flat that I've converted into a one-bedroom flat. 1999, £45,000. Now that property is worth £250,000. So 23 years later, it hasn't gone up it hasn't doubled every 10 years. It's actually been faster than that for me. So if it had doubled every 10 years, that would have meant that in 2009, it would have been worth £90,000. And it would have meant that in 2019, that it would have been worth £180,000. Now it's gone up way faster than that. So that's a really, really important consideration. And in property, it's a very, very good way to make net worth and to grow the value that you've got in your portfolio. Now, let's look at these two, the pros and cons of those. So flips, the pros are fast cash, like big lumps of money. If you run a flip through a limited company, then you're going to pay less tax as well, which is good. So then you can go on and do the next deal. And if you do flips consistently, then you're going to have that opportunity to replace your salary. So those people that are in jobs, flips can be a good way to start to make an income that pays you fast. Now, if you have the BRRR strategy, then that can be good if you're looking for slower money and more money, right? You definitely make more money using the BRRR strategy, but it is a little bit slower. So it's good if you've already got some liquid funds. So say you've got some money to invest and you don't need that money back straight away necessarily, BRRR can be good, right? Because you'll build that equity in the property. It's going to go up in value, and that's really, really important as well. So you're going to build bigger long-term wealth. Now, you're also going to get some passive income, because if you do a flip, you're not going to earn anything off the rent. And I find that that's really, really important, because you never know what will happen, and you need some income into your life to be able to sustain what you have. Now, if you keep doing flips, you can earn big lumps of money, but if you wanted to go away for 6 months, your income's just going to stop, and then you're going to have to start spending that money, and your net worth is going to go down and down and down and down and down. Whereas if you do a BRR and you keep that property and you're generating income and rent every single month, that's going to be really, really good to build some long-term wealth. And it can be better than a pension to just get consistent rent payments every single month. You know what's coming in, and that is really good. So what would I say is the best strategy? I'd say it depends on you, right? So for me, the BRRR strategy is the best strategy, because my goal is to buy property, do it up, add value to that property, pull as much as I can out on a refinance, hopefully all of the money, but not always all of the money. But if I can leave 5% in the deal, 10% in the deal, it's better than buying a normal buy-to-let. And a normal buy-to-let is where you buy somewhere that's all done up, it's in good condition, and then you don't need to do any work. So you can't add any real value there, because then you're going to have to leave 25% in as a deposit. So that's why you do the BRR strategy, is because you're going to look to buy something below market value, do it up, maybe from an auction, maybe from a property sourcer, maybe from someone that needs to sell quickly. By doing it up, you're going to add the value. That's going to be what they're looking at on the refinance. And that's where you can pull out all of your money or most of your money and then move on to the next one. Now, the reason I want to hold these properties is, like I said, every 10 years, these are going to double in value. And if they keep doubling in value, I can then go back at a later date. That's what I did with my property journey. So I bought a property for £45,000. It then went up to £90,000 less than 10 years later. So I refinanced that property, pulled out some equity, and then I went and purchased which one did I buy first? A flat in Hastings for £60,000. I thought I bought it for £70,000, but I was looking through Zoopla and doing some mortgage stuff today. It was actually £59,000. So that first property, the flat in Dorking, released equity, and that was my deposit for my second property. Now, 5 years later, that value went up again on the first property, did another refinance and pulled out some more money, and then I bought a house down in Hastings, a 3-bedroom house, which is worth nearly £300,000 now. So that first property of £45,000, and that only needed a £3,000 deposit because it was in a personal mortgage at the time, because I lived there, right? And so that allowed me to get multiple properties by refinancing and then going again and going again and going again. And now I've got a portfolio where I can do that with other houses, right? So I can take a property over here, which I've just done with the Hastings properties, right? So the Hastings properties, I've refurbished them because they got tired and old, and then we've refinanced them. We've pulled out as much equity as we can, and that's what we used to invest up in Doncaster. So we were able to buy cash. I'm now refinancing as well at the moment the initial purchase. So the property that was on the 45 grand that I bought, my first property, that's going through a refinance at the moment, and then we'll be pulling out the cash from that, and that will then allow us to do 2 or 3 jobs, property deals at the same time down in up in Doncaster. We're going to look to keep a portfolio up there for now, and so that really helps me grow my portfolio. I've got another property in Dorking that we're refinancing at the moment, and that's going to release £80,000 that we can then do some more deals as well. So out the two, for me, BRRR works, but it's a good strategy to do flips to start off as well if you want to build up that pot of cash and just keep going. Now, any questions you've got on any of this stuff, do comment below. Do like this video, guys. Can you just really take a second, smash that like button, because that helps me with YouTube and getting this out to more people. And if you didn't earlier, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. Join us on this journey where we're going to take you through our investment journey, and we're going to show you the highs and lows of everything that's going on. I hope you learned some stuff. And also, if you want to join us in our property community, I'm going to put a link in the description here where you can join us in our Facebook group, and let's get to know each other. Bye for now. I'll see you soon.